Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metro Last Light. This is episode 16. Last time we made our way through Venice Station, and after dealing with a bit of a bandit problem, we found Pavel, who gave us our next destination, as well as telling us about some sort of test that's going to be going on that we need to warn Polis about. So now, with the help of our friend, who is rather impressed with us for taking care of Venice's bandit problem, we're now making our way across the surface in a environment suit in order to meet up with the rangers in an outpost nearby, who will hopefully warn Polis.
If I'm lucky, our people will be waiting for me at the outpost in the abandoned church. I will tell them everything I know about Pavel, about a test of some kind they're going to conduct, and will continue my way to s.t.a.l.k.e.r. The Dark One is there.
And of course, we're still hunting the Dark One, now that Pavel gave us some idea where he is. See our big, bulky environment suit arms.
Here it is, the swamp. The base is right across, in the church. You can't see it from here. There's a powered winch ferry. It needs fuel. You should be able to get some in the plane or in the cache at the gas station. Stay out of water if you want to live. Well, that's all. Good luck, Artyom.
So we're back on the surface once again, and in a fairly interesting new area compared to the areas in the first game. It's a big, boggy swamp, and I'm sure you can guess what kind of mutants we've encountered that we'll find here. Including that demon up there, but he shouldn't trouble us. Alright, so as we mentioned, we need gas for the ferry, which is way over there. And there are two places to look. Now, we actually need to check both of these, because I'm not sure if it's random. I don't think it is. I think it's just whichever one you check first is the wrong one, no matter if it's the plane or the gas station. There's a gas station there. There's a plane there. There are also supply caches left around by, presumably, rangers that there's an achievement for finding. I've had quite a bit of trouble finding them, but I think I know where they all are now. First cache should be right in here, where we can snag a valve. Now, we only used the valve once, I believe, during the first level, so we didn't really get to use it on much, but it's actually helpful for the specific type of mutants we'll be fighting here. So they might have looked a little different there, but we'll be fighting shrimp in this level, which we only really saw in Dark Waters, which is mostly scripted. And these guys look a little different because, well, those are the ones we saw, which are, they're either supposed to be females or just adolescents, and then there are the bigger ones, which are either the males or just fully grown. So we're going to get rid of our silenced revolver, because, again, we don't really need a revolver for mutants, and take the valve because it's got some armor-penetrating ability. Now you can see we don't have a lot of ammo for it, so I'm going to try to save it. Thankfully this one's fairly upgraded, so should be pretty well off. Now the second cache is actually just behind here. Just gotta watch out for this tripwire. And here there's a lowlife, which we don't need, and some ammo, which is always handy. Alright, so from here... Now, the caches aren't the only supplies you can find in this map, they're just the achievement-specific one. I think they're pretty much all in boxes or a gun. Also, these red flags here, someone actually mentioned this in the first level, Sparta. that if you're lost in the swamps, follow the red flags, and they will show you kind of where the solid ground is. Because if we don't follow the solid ground and we just walk through the water, this will happen. Now the first time that happens, it's no big deal. You just kind of pull yourself back out. But if you fall into the water in the same area multiple times, you'll actually just get killed by a shrimp. So you want to try not to fall in as much as you can. There's actually an achievement for falling in too many times. Though, weirdly, it's more times than it takes to kill you. So you have to die multiple times to get it. And let's pop another filter. I don't remember if it's different on Ranger Hardcore, but there's no reason not to change your filter early, since that time somehow gets saved. Alright, so we want to go across, it's just water. We're going to have to circle around, I believe. I'm trying to get to this truck. I'm trying to get behind this truck. I don't think we can do that from this side. We've been lucky with the shrimp so far. They just kind of spawn continuously out of the swamp. But as you can see, we can kind of just avoid them. You can hear them shuffling around. In fact, there's just one behind us here. But they don't actively hunt you down. They'll just sort of wander around, and if they see you, they'll come after you. Some incendiary grenades, but we are fairly full on them. Alright, so where do we want to go from here? This is all swamp. I think we want to circle around to the gas station now. As you saw from the little damage icon there, the shrimp are fairly armored. These little guys don't have a lot of health though, so it doesn't really matter if you shoot them in the armor with a shotgun. The big guys, you gotta be a bit more accurate with where you're shooting. Alright, now it's not a cache, but there should be some more supplies over here. Including our first claymore, which, as you'd expect, you put it down and things that are in front of it will explode. Now this shrimp might look dead, but I believe he's actually just sleeping. Okay, this might be a little bad. Now, you have to aim for the fleshy bits. Which are in the middle, or when they open their mouth. Here. Just in Shrimp Central here. You can see they'll use their forearms to block their fleshy stomach. Incendiary grenades are also fairly useful because they just sort of hit them in their wounded fleshy bits pretty easily. They can't really block fire. Our mask is going to get fairly dirty throughout this level. A lot of goop and spit and swamp liquid. Plus, we've got some lianas here. These little hanging vines. I don't remember if we've seen these yet, but they are definitely in the first game. You see a lot of them in the library area. And they basically just slap the shit out of you if you get close to them. I think if you shoot them, they'll curl up for a little while, but they will come back down eventually. The gunshots in the background are kind of a neat touch. It's sort of a sign that we're not the only people on the surface right now. There are stalkers out and about. Got ourselves a new mask. Is that a pipe bomb? Yeah, it's a pipe bomb we can't take. Plenty of ammo up here, so it's not too much of a big deal to worry about your ammo supplies, as long as you're looking around. More pipe bombs. I assume there's a bunch of pipe bombs here because there's an achievement for killing 5 shrimp with just pipe bombs. You either have to kill them all in one go, or just sort of consecutively without shooting any in between. So, I assume that's why they're giving you grenades. There's another stash here, with a Kalash 2012. I don't think we've used the Kalash 2012 yet, so even though it's not actually as good as the RPK, let's switch it out for variety's sake. This gun does a lot of damage, but it also shoots really fast, so it'll burn through your ammo supplies. And I don't think it's super accurate. Alright, so let's actually go to the gas station now. Can we get there from here? We have to go back and around. Yeah, across this little pile of garbage. And into the gas station itself. A lot of places around here where you can see people fought shrimps. And apparently had a lot more trouble with them. Then again, Artyom is a well-trained and well-equipped ranger. Presumably he has a better chance of surviving than your average stalker, or would-be stalker. Alright, so here's our first place we can check for gas. But it's a no-go because we checked here first. There's also a stash right here. And this one's actually rather hard to find because it doesn't look like you should be able to climb this, but you can actually just walk up this tiny piece of metal and onto the roof. And then from the roof, if you look in here, some military-grade rounds. 62, so it's actually a pretty good cash haul. And that's the problem with staying on the roof too long. The demons will give you a nice little ride and dump you on the ground. Didn't really seem to be much of a problem though, because we can just walk back across. So we checked the plane, no go, or not the plane, we checked the gas station and it was no go, so let's go to the plane. You might have noticed it's actually getting darker slowly since this level is called Sundown. I'm not sure if this is based on your progress through the level or if it's just how long you're taking. But it definitely gets darker as you go. So it gives you sort of a nice sense of urgency that you want to kind of hurry up and not be stuck here when it gets dark. Because that's, in the Metro universe, that's usually when the worst things come out. Demon's still trying to harass us. You could try to kill it, but it's not really a good use of ammo in this level, since you can mostly avoid him. He only really attacks you if you get up high or stand around too much. There's a baby shrimps here. Some more ordnance. Oddly, despite these being the crates you usually search for like ammo and stuff, you can't open any of these on the plane. And here's our second fuel stash, but there's also another stash in the plane. So as you can see, there's quite a few places to get ammo in this level. And I imagine even on Ranger difficulty, you get a decent pool. Unfortunately for us, the swamp is also home to a very large, very territorial, and probably predatory bog shrimp. But he also seems fairly easily deterred, so let's carry on. Now we could just head to the lift now, or the ferry, or whatever you want to call it, to get out of here, but there is a few more stashes we want to grab. Drop down here. There's a shotgun stash. I believe this is just fills your shotgun ammo completely. Since it doesn't seem to use up any. There should be only one more stash in this level. I'm sure I missed something. This level's kind of hard to explore long term. But I think we got all the important stuff. Other than that big crowd we fought over there, it's been a pretty easy ride so far for shrimp encounters. Falling in the water without dying will also usually spawn more shrimp in the area you're in. They'll come out of the water chasing after you. Alright, so this is the last stash right here. However, to get the achievement for collecting all the stashes, you actually have to collect all the ones in the next level too, consecutively. So it can be a little difficult to get. And of course, it's loud and noisy and has a flashing light on it for some reason. So let's get out some of those claymores we found. Pop a few of those down. Shotgun's pretty effective against them, since even if you hit the armor, it tends to stagger them. And our trolley ferry thing stalled. Bog Shrimp is pretty dangerous. You kind of want to stay away from him. Luckily for us, demons are also fairly territorial. So this is basically a territory scuffle between two of the new apocalyptic world's apex predators, which happens to be convenient for us. I wonder what happens if you kill the demon, actually. Maybe you can't kill it in this level, because otherwise that scripted event wouldn't happen. And all of our claymores went off, so I guess I can't pick them back up. But you can normally pick them back up if you haven't set them off. So off we go. I believe that's our eventual destination, right there. But we've still got another level to go.